Awesome. Okay, well, I think we're live for the first time here. All right, well, if you're just joining in here, we are just doing a live stream. This is the first time I tested this on YouTube and Facebook. I have the rest of the afternoon off. We're gonna try to fix this car right here. First vehicle we have here is my daughter's car. The struts on it went out of it, and just because of money, we're gonna try to help save her some money. We're gonna try to replace those struts for her on this thing. So stay tuned here. Here, actually, I'm going to probably move to a different tripod. But, if you didn't see some of my videos earlier, we got the van back over here, which my other daughter, she's been driving that. And the transmission's out of there. So, that's going to be, if we wanted to really fix it, it's $4,000 to $4,500. And then we've tried to fix the Monte Carlo up, put some new tires on it, make it drivable. That way we can at least drive another vehicle. And then when we driving that last night, the radiator hose blew out of it. And we hope it's just a radiator hose. If it's a water pump, then that's just going to be even more expensive to get fixed up. So we're hoping that's just the water hose. I mean, the radiator hose. Let me hook up my my mic here to get a little bit better volume. So if you stay with me, I appreciate it. It says somebody's with me, so I at least got one person on there, I think. Let's see if we can get this thing going here. Get the mics all hooked up. There we go. I'm going to try to clip this thing on my shirt. If I'm getting bad feedback, you have to let me know. Here, just a second. I'm going to yell in here talk to my wife and see if she can hear me on the thing just fine. Hey, Lynn. Hey, can you go check the computer back there? I'm doing live and I'm just running it back there. Just see if it looks like it's working through and see if the volume's okay. All right. Well, I'm going to have to go get a few more supplies out of the house. I need to get my little dolly that we can work on. And hopefully you guys can see me okay. If you guys are making any comments. Okay, well, again, like I said, I'm just playing around with this thing a little bit. Let's see if we can get this to work. Let's do this without breaking or dropping my phone, please. Do not need another expense of breaking something. Here, like I said, I'm going to go get my little bench thing that I can work from, and then we'll get the live stream started. We'll get these tires jacked up and everything else. So, probably hear me too. Hey, it's not all smiles and grins all the time. Things break down all the time, and sometimes you just got to deal with breaking down. So, and document what we're doing here. Let me move my camera over here, and we're gonna try to continue doing live here. Let's see if we can get this car jacked up here. We got the jack and we got the jack stand, and then we'll get the wheels all off of there. I'm not necessarily no expert changing struts on a car or anything. Okay, well, I apologize. It looks like my Wi-Fi went out just for a second, so I had to go to just mobile data. So we're on mobile data right now. Just 1 second. I'm just making sure the Wi-Fi router is working. I'm going to try to switch back over to Wi-Fi on the phone here. All right. Well, it looks like it's still working here. So let's go and get this thing jacked up. Like I said, I'm using these newer CM28 whatever microphones. That way, if I'm moving around away from the camera, that you all can still be able to hear me. We got to make sure we got these all the way up off the ground here. I think we're good there. So let's go ahead and come around here, and then we got to look at taking these. Whoop. Look at that. Try to sit down, and the wheel's about ready to fall out from under behind me. So let's go and take this hubcap off and take these wheels off, and let's get this tire off that we can get ready to do these struts on here. Again, I am no expert at this, but sometimes you just got to do something to help save the family some money, and we have some of the tools available to us, so might as well do it. So it's really nice having one of these little impact guns right here. I think it's called a wrench, technical term, I guess. That says it's a 3-speed brushless impact, so but you don't have to break your back using one of those old methods. Sometimes you just got to use it, and that's okay. But you have one of these things available. That makes taking these tires off real easy. Like there, just in a few seconds, pop that off. Let's zoom in here. So when we had it inspected on this vehicle, it said that the struts were leaking. So as you can see in here, it's leaking oil out of there, and that strut is no good. And my daughter, she was hearing like a jumble around whenever she get on gravel road or anything. And I bet what's happening is it's lost all the oil, and that thing has no pretty much shock left in there at all. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to get in here, and we got to take some of these bolts off. So we got to take a couple of these big bolts here. We got to get the brake assembly off there to get that out of the way, and then we'll take the hub off there. And so once we're able to get that, then we can tear this down the rest of the way. I don't know if we're gonna do the whole thing on live here, but we'll play around here and see if we'll get whatever we can get done. And then if we have to get some parts or some supplies or anything like that, we might have to end the live stream or something like that. But hey, we'll go live here as long as we're able to continue working. So put some black gloves on here, a little thicker ones, my Harbor Freight specials. That way I can keep my little pretty hands pretty, right? No, just kidding. Just to keep my hands a little cleaner. And that way they're not as bad to get cleaned up. So last night I was taking that, playing around with that radiator hose, and it was leaking. And I was just kind of, loosen up on the screw a little bit, and I was pulling on it, and you can't even see it, but I had burnt myself. That radiator fluid was hot. The coolant was hot from just running on the car, and I was playing with the hose. I should have let it cool down, but I did not. And I went to pull around on the thing, and the thing just bursted right off, and radiator fluid just really hot, just went down my whole arm, and probably gave me like 1 to maybe getting close to 2nd-degree burn on some of these spots that were pretty bad, and it hurts pretty dang bad. So I mean, it's not terrible, probably more like 1st-degree burn. Okay, let's go ahead and try to figure out what size some of these bolts are. Get some of these, we're gonna have to get some of these hoses out of our way, get some stuff held back. That's all right. It won't be too bad of a job to do that. I can't tell if there's anybody on there or not, so it doesn't really tell me too much on the thing. So I don't think so. So we're gonna have to do old school wrench on here. That's okay. So it's not all about, farming and outdoors. Sometimes getting dirty and fixing things. And that's where we're at right now. What size was that socket that was on there? Like a 9/16, but it's probably gonna be metric. So say what, a 15 or something like that. 14. Yeah, 14. Yeah, but some of my tools are at my land, which just kind of sucks. We're temporary living now, and having some of the heavier duty tools are at my land, so don't have access to. Gosh almighty. To do some of the things, so it'd be nice to have like a breaker bar or some of the other tools, but we get into a pinch. That's what I said. We might have to end the live stream and go get some tools because just don't have all the stuff available to me here. So I don't even know if I needed to take those brakes off. If I could get the socket down in here, let's figure out what size that is. Probably at 18. Hey, look at that. Might need a larger bar. There we go. Going up to our 1/2 inch. See if we can get this broken off here. That wasn't too bad. Neighbors out cutting grass. Hey, somebody put a comment in the chat. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I didn't know how this thing's going to work or anything like that. My wife's in there still watching the YouTube. If she doesn't mind, maybe she can click that comment, put a comment, just say hi. It may look like it's from me, but I don't know if she's still in there watching or playing around. Maybe she could do that for me. I just want to make sure that this thing works. Might have to go in there and ask her specifically. Again, I'm using what's this thing called? StreamYard to do this live stream. So this is the first time I've used this app, and we're multicasting. So we're going to Facebook, we're going to YouTube and Instagram all at the same time. After I get this bolt out, I might go verify that. Just nobody's on there putting a comment. If you guys could, that I don't have to go inside and do that. I might have to go get my other little drill, my little impact drill. It'll fit back in here a little bit easier than my hands can. Getting those brakes off. Once we get the brakes, then we can kind of look at the. Let's go ahead and stretch those brakes out. Get the rotor off here. Well, there we go. We got the brakes done. I need to go grab a string or something like that to hold those brakes. So let me be right back here. I'm gonna put those bolts there just to keep them. I'll be right back. You guys are still stay there. You guys are good. You guys can still hear me talking and stuff like that. All right, you guys all still there? Yeah, I don't see the Instagram coming through. Let me go check on that Instagram. Again, I'm just trying to pull this thing through. It's my first time using it all. String in the yard thing. Let me tie this brake caliper up here out of the way. Just put a rope on here. I didn't find a small string, so I'm just using this larger rope. So we can get the fit through here. Should be no problem. I want to knock the brake pads off because then I'll have to reset those, but that's okay. If I do. Um, I hope you all are having a better week than we are with all the breakdowns, but overall, we're still having a good week. It's my son had his football game last night, so we got to go watch his football game. So, he is being a kicker and I guess working on the defensive side every once in a while, stuff like that. So it's been kind of cool watching him play some football and stuff like that. So, okay, let's go ahead and try to figure out this shock assembly. We need to take some of this hardware off here. Again, let me get you guys in here a little closer, and you can see what we're working on. Let me point it down. So we're going to be taking that bolt off. We got to take the brake line bolt off right there. Won't be too bad at all. I bet that's like a 12 or something like that. All these new cars, everything's metric. That's okay. We'll get this thing through. I'm going to go get my list. I am not going to. Live stream inside the house, so I got my drill bag. I have my small little impact drill. We can put our sockets on here. Then I'm able to. Here's this little set right thing here. I got that off the TikTok shop, and some things are not too bad on there. I haven't bought a lot. Some of the stuff I got was junk, and I just return and get my money back. So if it's that bad, I'm not gonna waste my money on it. I'll get my money back. There we go. It's a little quicker on that. So I tend to like to put once I take something off. Okay. If I can put the bolt back in the same hole, I'll put it back in the same hole. If not, that thing right there, I know the bolt's gonna have to come off there. It's gonna have to go to the new part. I think we might be able to get all this thing done with the tools that we have here. We got a little clamp that we got to pull apart here to get this sensor. Let me look at the new one, see what it comes with. I don't think it has a sensor holder on there, so we're going to probably have to pop that off. I see the little plate that it has. I just don't see. Okay, it does have a little hole. Sorry, trying to figure this thing out. Trying to get this thing out and make sure we don't tear anything up on that sensor. There we go. That wasn't too bad of a little clip. Take off right there. Hey, if you guys are watching, make sure you guys give a like. Show me that you guys are on there. Make sure this thing's coming through clean and clear. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna move some stuff off the hood here. Pop in the hood here in a second as well. And we're gonna have to get the door locked on me. I think it auto locks. She's locked the car. She's in the car. I think that's what happened to her. Was just pop the hood and make sure we can see the top of that strut. Oh, that's not too bad. I can see the bolts up there. So we'll get this lower side done first. And we'll probably need our bigger socket sets. That's a little loose. That's a little tight. That will be used for that. Let's see what this looks like. No, I've got another set in there if we need it. I can use just, I'd rather use an impact set. Point of view. I'll spin around here where you guys can see what I'm doing here. While you guys are looking in the empty space. Again, another Harbor Freight. Oh, these things are going to be all too big. Okay, well, I'm just going to have to use standard sockets and hopefully don't crack the wall in. I think that's a 21 on there. Well, it feels like a 21, but it's not there, so possibly a 22. Yep, looks like a 22. Okay, so let's go ahead and give it the old Ugga Dugga. Okay, let me get a wrench to hold that. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to hold that from spinning, so I'm going to have to grab a wrench real quick or a pair of pliers. Okay. Like usual, we lost a crescent wrench out of the. We left it at the farm, so I think what we did, we put the brush hog, and I think we lost it because we didn't get it out of the brush hog. So let's turn some radio on in the background.
No way it was the last night we break up. I see you 10 lights in the dust. You call your mama, I call your boss. In the middle of the night, pull around back up here. My friends say let her go. Your friends say what the hell? Trade your kind of love for nothing else. Oh baby, last night we talk. I can't remember everything we say, but we said it all. You told me that you wish something's telling me this ain't the way. No way it was our last night. We said we had. I can't remember everything we said, but we said I know you back to something's trying to
On
just telling me
this thing.
huh?
Okay, my wife said the music was too loud and you couldn't hear me. So, apologize. So, yeah, we got to be careful around this sensor. We don't hit that sensor. Let's turn it around here. And I got these large channel locks, and we'll make do with what we got. Like I said, it's what's kind of a pain in the butt, not necessarily having a shop or any area to work on, and then your tools are split between your farm and your regular house, and so you're kind of just stuck with what you got. You can't hear it all? Oh no, there's like 3 live streams going on at the same time. It's Facebook and all the other stuff all at the same time, Lynn. My wife was watching it on the computer, and she was like saying that they're all over the top of each other and they can't hear me. Dang it, I'd really like to have some anti-seize. I don't think I have any anti-seize here. Okay, well, we're getting pretty close to taking the shock out of here. We just got a few more bolts left on here. I got to get this tie rod bolt out. That's connecting that over there to, I don't know what you call that, the steering knuckle. Not the steering. That's actually, I think that's for the sway bar. So we're going to have to take that top bar off there. So let me get ready to take that off. So again, that's going to be down to our socket size, and probably going to be like a, I don't know, like a 15 or something like that. Whoops, and I just hit the camera. I apologize. Nope, larger than 15. Maybe a 17. Right on. Okay, we're going to need a little bit more ugga-dugga than that. So we're going to pull out the larger thing. I don't know if I want to put the big impact on there. I don't want to break anything. Really almost need a, let's go to 17 deep well. And we got it broken loose. So now we're going to switch back to this drill. Uh-oh, did I screw something up here? I don't know what I'm doing here, guys. I might have to look that up, figure that out on the computer or something like that. But that bolt's just spinning on the back side. So let me, there must have to be a way to lock that down from spinning. And I don't feel nothing on the back side. And I don't know if I can get a pair of vice grips in there behind that. Maybe I can get a pair of vice grips behind there to lock that thing down. That's almost too thick. Let's try the needle noses. I hate to put any pressure down on there. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Okay, just make sure we didn't blow anything up there. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm going to just put that nut right back on the back side of that. Okay, well, we got the caliper off. We got the sway control arm taken off there. So now let's go ahead and see if we can get the these main bolts out down here. And then we'll take out the top bolts at the top. So let me grab me a hammer right quick. Okay, those are ready to come out there. We'll just kind of screw on that a little bit. And let me see if my bigger socket match. Is that the same size? There's one. See if we can pull that out by hand. Okay. Grant a little bit more persuasion on that bottom bolt there. That's okay. There we go. A little more persuasion. She came right out. As you can see, there you go. Let's go and turn this thing around to the front. And you can see that we have dislodged our strut shocks from there. And let's go ahead and take that upper bolt and see if we can get what size we need up there. That is one of these sockets that we've already got out, and it was. So let's come up to the top here. And then we should be able to take that strut right out of there. All right. And I think you're able to see what we're looking at. That one's going to be a little more in pain in the back. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get the socket wrench on that one. Get that one done and over with. That way when we take the other ones out, they'll just be coming right out of there. Oh, this might or need a little bit of a breaker bar, but we got her. And actually, that thing will accept the drill on there, so we're just going to push that top thing out of the way just a little bit. There we go. Put those right here to be safe. I need a little bit more ugga-dugga than the drill can get out. Probably should be using the 1/2 inch instead of this 3/8. We'll get them loose and that way then. Now we can start using the drill on them. And as soon as I take this out, remember, they're going to be falling out the bottom. So, oh no. Okay, I see the bolt. Don't knock it down, Kurt. No, I think I knocked it down, but I think it went all the way up underneath the car. I don't see it. Always something. I should have been more careful. It's probably sitting down there on the arm or something like that. Let me look around for just a second. Found some rocks hanging down around in here. Some stuff on the motor, but all of the transmission. Doing it anyway. Oh, there it is. It's on the other side of the jet. I was worried for a little bit. I thought I lost one of my bolts. There it is right there. We lost it to the other side of the jack. All right. Zoom down here. Whew. How y'all doing? I see there's only a couple people on there, and it just might be me. That's okay. So let's get ready to get this shock struts assembly out of here. Okay. There's the old assembly right here. And we got her all done, and she was leaking oil out of there and just wasn't doing good. And I think it was clunking around. I think it was making some noise for my daughter. So we're going to open up the new one. The one we got open right there, I think that's the box for the left-hand side. So we're going to have to open up the box for the other side. So let's go and set this thing down in here. Again, this is not the same one.
Remember, we've been talking
If
about
I look at this thing,
go to Nash FM
you can kind of see that Everything's on the opposite side. So this is going to be the left here. The victim's hurricane lead. Ready for them? And actually, I just noticed that they came with a brand new set of bolts. So you all worried about the bolts in it. Looks like it actually comes with a new set of bolts. Turn down the radio. It's not too loud for you guys. Yeah, this is the right side. Gives you this nice big giant warning symbol. Mainly, do not take the bolt out behind this thing. There's a lot of pressure on here. And if you didn't, sometimes you really don't need to replace this whole spring, but just the job of compressing that spring and putting a new shock inside in the middle there, such a pain. That's why it's just easier just to buy the whole assembly here. So we got the whole assembly here, and it actually comes with the new bolts on the top of it. So let's go and take those new bolts off. And we'll get this thing stabbed up in that hole, and then get the top at least finger tight. These things feel a little bigger than the bolts that were on there previously. So maybe it's a little heavier duty. And I might have to recruit some help here in a second. Let's see if we can get this all by ourselves. A little bit tough holding it up and fighting the bolts at the same time, but not too bad. I wouldn't say it's in the world. You know, takes a little bit of strength. Go down, Kurt. You're gonna lose the bolt. Okay, I'm just gonna finger tighten that for now. There we go. So show you guys what we did up there. So we got these 3 bolts that were included in here, finger tight. We stepped those holes right up in there. Now we're just gonna try to get this lower arm put back together. So what we're gonna do that is kind of get everything kind of lined up first here a little bit. Get the wheel sensor, out of the way. And see here that lower arm may need some finagling. We need to go down. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing here, but so what we got to do is get these bolts in here. So we got to shove this lower arm, the lower A arm down here on this car. That way the shock will fit in there. And once we got the shock in there, and we put the bolts all the way through. There we go. There's one. And there's the next one. Again, a little tricky just getting everything lined up. Uh-oh. That does not fit. Yep, that does not fit. So we're taking that back apart, and we're going to have to go to the parts store and get a new set because this thing is not the right ones. Should have lined that before putting them in there. That was my bad. Let's get the bolts out of the top here. All right. So I'll turn the video camera around here just a second, but these holes do not line up. So we'll put the bolts back on here, but we're gonna have to go do a parts run and return this, and then that's mainly it. So we got to get these parts ordered. So I would say take apart the other side and have it all ready to go, but I'm afraid that they don't have these parts in stock in here, and so it's not going to work. Just so you, yeah, that the whole assembly is not the same length and width. There, so that is not the right one. I'm going to put this back in the box. I'll pull the camera out here. You guys can see what I'm doing. We're just going to put things back together. Put that sticker back on the top. Keep this thing back. All right, well, I appreciate you guys following along so far. Like I said, you know, we were hoping to get this thing put all back together and working, but the parts store gave us the wrong parts, so we're kind of screwed on that one. All right, well, try and get my gloves off here. And like I said, we're gonna have to go do a parts run and see if we can get the new parts. All right, well, I appreciate you guys joining in here. Like I said, since we're not able to fix the rest of this thing and we're gonna need parts, we're gonna go and end this stream right quick, and then we'll try to maybe join back up once we got the rest of the parts. So thanks a lot. We'll stay tuned.